We have the ability to figure out the new model number to replace an old series designation on Maxon safety shutoff valves. In the past, they might have been like a 5000 series or an 808 or some sort of variation of that, and they've gone to much longer part numbers now. But with the old nameplate and preferably a picture of the valve in its application showing how it is in relation to the gas flow, we can come up with the new part number that Maxon uses. The valves are the same. They might have changed a small option here or there, but they've gone to a new numbering system that shows a lot more detail in it than they used to in the past. So this is a normally closed valve. We can tell, series tells us that, but also it's painted yellow. Those are the normally closed, and the red are the normally open vent valves. So that means when there's no power on this particular one, it's going to immediately shut. These are close it off very, very fast. But there's a lot of good information here on the tag for us. We've got 2-inch 5000 space 1. So that tells us our pipe size, the model, and then the number of switches. We've got a serial number. Maxon most likely is not going to be able to look up some of these if they're really old, or if they do, it's going to take quite a long time to do it. So those don't really do us much good. Worst case scenario is we could try that, but again, it could be 2 weeks or greater before we ever get an answer on that, if they have to search the archives and things like that. So with this tag, we can get the information that we need and come up with a modern part number solution. We've got a max inlet pressure. We've got our voltages for both the solenoid and the motor, which is on an automatic version, meaning an automatic reset. It's going to have both a solenoid and a motor. And then we've got our VA on opening and holding. Don't have to worry about those. That's just, those aren't selectable. That's just, they are what they are. And then we have what's called an opening time of 6 seconds. So that means how long will it take this valve to open back up? And that's the motor doing it. So the motor takes 6 seconds to open this valve back up once it's in the closed position, but it will close immediately. And then we have an area here for what's called trim, which is actually the body material as well as the trim option right here. And then we can look here. This series valve is used for multiple gases, air, natural gas. And then we've got our NEMA ratings. Here we go. We've got our NEMA ratings 1, 2, 3, 3R, 4, and 12. So that tells us about the rating, the weatherproofing of this particular valve. They pretty much only come in 4 and 4X, so we're just looking to see whether it says 4 or 4X. So with this nameplate, we can find out more information on it. So we've got in our literature, kind of shows us how to read the nameplate. Like we just said, we got our valve size, the valve series. If it happens to have an S right here, that would tell us we have a steel valve instead of a cast iron. And then if it's a CP, which is the higher flow series, that would be designated. And then whether it's got a DC solenoid, and then the number of switches used. So since this is a normally closed valve, this is telling us the number of normally closed switches used. The same thing on an normally open valve. It just means how many open switches are used. This helps us if something on here didn't quite make sense in the designation. Like I said, they've changed their model numbers. The valves have basically stayed the same, but they have changed their numbering configuration. So what used to be a 5000, so a model 5000, is now a model SMA11. So now that we know it's an SMA11, we can start building the new part number. And to build the new part number, you can kind of see here's our model selection guide, and this is the number configuration that would show up on a new valve. So the first thing on there is the valve size in 3 digits. So a 2-inch is going to be a 200, and then we said SMA1 standard flow capacity versus we were talking about earlier C for CP or H for high capacity. MA means it's an automatic reset. That's the valve reset type. If it was an MM, that'd be a manual valve and it'd have a handle on the side. 1 tells us this is a normally closed shutoff valve, meaning without power, it immediately shuts closed. And we can also tell by the color for yellow. If it had been a 2 there, this should be painted red instead for normally open vent valve. Next one means it's just a general purpose. That's what we sell most of, but you are able to get things that are non-incentive and things like that, and those are going to have different options. But this is just what they call a general purpose. So that just tells us the model series. So we got half of this, or this whole column, figured out, but there are still more options. So body connection, we know it's a 2-inch, but we don't know the type of connection. Is it ANSI threaded, ANSI flanged, possibly socket welded nipple, something like that? Most frequently it is an A, and on some of the older nameplates it might actually have other letters there that would help us out. But this is one we might have to either ask the customer or if we can tell from the picture. But by default, we're going to think it's an A for NPT threaded, so we'll go with that. By default, we go with A for the Buna O-rings and bumper. That's commonly used on natural gas. And then we got body material. So that was over here where we said trim. We had 1-1. So that tells us body material 1, which is cast iron, with internal trim package 1. Now, depending on the older series, when you go to the new, you might have to bump up a trim package because that might no longer be available. For example, if you had a steel one, it may not have that same trim package and only the 2 or the 4 will be available. So we figure that out when we're doing our model selections and we try to build these parts. But that's got us 2 columns down. Next over is our solenoid, and we saw over here we got 120 volts, 60 hertz. So we'll go with the 115/60, so 115, 120, that's fine. Just want to go with the 60 hertz version for the US. And then for our motor, again 120/60, so again we're going to go with the B option, 115/60 hertz. Motor timing, you see we got 6-second opening time, so select 6-second opening time. Generally speaking, we do the 6-second or the higher motor timing on normally closed valves, and then we do the 2.5 seconds on the normally open valves. So what that allows us to do is this normally open valve, which is the vent valve, can close faster than the normally closed valve is going to reopen, so that way it keeps the gas in this system. But you don't have to go with that. That's just a default that we use, but since we have the tag, we know what to use. On the larger sizes, it may bump up to a 12-second is the only thing available. Next we have our switch options, and it's the number that's after the model here. So we had 1. So in that case, we know we have 1 valve close switch, so we would pick option 1 here to get us 1 valve open switch and then 1 valve close switch. If we did not know, by default, just so we're covered, we would go with 2 open switches and 2 closed switches. This is an automatic valve, and then on the manual valves you have not quite as many options. And also, speaking of manual valve, we had a motor voltage, but if we had a manual valve, there is no more motor. So you have options over here for the handle, and they've dropped them all, so the only thing left now is the A for standard handle if you have a manual reset. Next we have our enclosure rating. We have 2 options, NEMA 4 and NEMA 4X. And we'll look here, and this is NEMA 4. It does not have the X on it. And then 0 for English language. That's how we would come up with the model number, this long model number that Honeywell Maxon now uses. It doesn't tell us entirely everything that we need to know, and we'll get to that in just a moment, but this is what would show up on the part itself. And then we have a few questions that are options that we have to know at time of order, so we build that into our part number. But just want to show you this is all that's going to show up on either the nameplate, or if you filled out a model selection guide and highlighted things that you wanted, we are still going to have some questions answered. I'll show you why. So here's a tag off of a modern version, and as you can see, the model number is much longer. Even though the valve might be exactly the same, they're just given a lot more detail in the model number. So we've got a 100 SMA 11. That tells us it's a 1-inch standard automatic normally closed general purpose. Alpha 11 tells us it's an NPT, Buna O-rings and bumper. 1 cast iron body, 1 internal trim package 1. BB21A0, so it tells us 115/60 hertz for both the motor and the solenoid. 2 tells us 6 seconds. 1 tells us it has 1 open switch, 1 closed switch. A tells us it's NEMA 4, and then 0 for English. So some of that information is also on here. 6-second, we saw that. Voltages are on there, we see that. NEMA 4, we see that. So this tells us everything, but there's also information on the tag. On this one, you can see this was for use on natural gas service, and that comes into play because even if we're given the full part number or a picture of the tag, we need to know at least 2 more pieces of information. And that's going to be, what is the gas going through it, and what is the head position. Let's go with the head position first. So what do we mean by head position? Head position is the relation of orientation of the head in respect to the flow of the gas. Easiest way to do this is look directly at the name tag. So this is the name tag, that's just a little view window. So look at the name tag and see which way the gas is going. If it's coming from your left and going to your right, that's called position R. If you're staring at the name tag and it's coming from your right going to the left, that's position L. So basically it has to do with, like, what is it doing? So this is going to the right of me, this is going to the left of me. And the to and away is a little bit harder for people to understand sometimes. You just have to realize that this has been spun a little bit 90 degrees. So your nameplate is going to be flat on this side. So if you were looking at the nameplate and the gas is going away from you, so imagine you're standing, pretend this is you as a body and you're looking this way. I'm looking at this face right here and the gas is going away from me and coming out the other end of the valve. That's called position away. And just the opposite of that is if I'm standing looking at the nameplate of the valve and the gas is coming towards my direction, that would be to, or TO. So let's look at the couple examples of head orientation here, make it a little bit easier. All right, here's an example of an 808, and an 808 is going to cross to an SMM11, so this is going to be manual, and we agree with that because we can look right here and you can see a manual handle instead of a motor on the side. But the orientations still apply. I'm going to look at this nameplate and then I want to look at the valve body. So this one has both an arrow and they've labeled it. There's the inlet side, there's the outlet side. So here we go. Let's take a look at this. So I can see the nameplate. I'm looking directly at it and I can see the gases come from my right going to my left. So that would match this one right here. I can see the nameplate, gases coming from my right and leaving out my left. So this would be what's called position L. Another example here. If I'm looking at the nameplate and then here's my valve body, I can see the arrow right here. So as I'm standing looking at the nameplate, so imagine this is flipped vertical for us so we can read it easily. I can see the gas is coming in this port right here on the bottom right and it's leaving this port over here in the upper right. So looking at the nameplate, gas is going through and away from me. So that would match this one, position AW. Imagine I'm looking at this and the gas is going through and away from me. So this is an example of a position AW. So back to what we were talking about earlier, that this is the model number on the tag, or if you did pick your own options in the model selection guide. Unfortunately, we still have a few more pieces of information that we have to know in order to order this, and I'll show you that. All right, so I am building this part number in Honeywell so I can order this. And as you can see, I've got a 100 SMA 11-AA11-BB21A0, and that matches this. So that is a good number, but I still have to select some options. So let's go down our list here. BB21A0. So there you go. So as you notice, that's where the part number ends, right there, A0. But I still have more options that I have to select in order to be able to order this. So we got our material certifications required. By default, that's a no. People usually tell us when they have to have that because that is actually an adder. PED documentation, that's defaulting to no, so that would be a 0. Our fuel, usually fuel doesn't change the price when you go on maybe natural gas or propane. It could change it if you're getting into some other gases that require a lot more work, like oxygen clean or something like that. But we have a code for natural gas, which we need because this one's natural gas. And then we have our top position, our top assembly position, and that's when we were looking at the cartoon drawings earlier, which way is the gas going or leaving the valve. And we also have the option for tagging. By default it's no tagging, but you are able to order it with tags. There is an add-on for that option. But as you can see, we still need to know more information. That's why on our website, even though you have this part number, at Stromquist we build it with the options as part of the part number. So we just do, quote, the normal part number, and then we do a space, and then all the options that we have to select in parentheses. So in this case, we did 001L. So there's no documentation, like it comes with paperwork, but this is different, PED documentation. 1L is our gas code, and then R is position right, and then 0 for no tagging. So that's why we have to ask that information, is because when we go to order it, we have to put in that information. Usually the things in parentheses don't change the pricing, but as you can see, sometimes they do. Like if you need material certifications or tagging, those do, and then possibly some gases might as well. But that's how we take an old part number nameplate and we're able to give you the current part number configuration, or if you give us a nameplate and hopefully some pictures that show the gas flow and things like that, then we can quote you a new number including the options that are required, even though they're not on the part number or in the model selection guide. Thank you.